Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at Rockingham for the 23rd race of the season for the NRSL Mountain Dew for the Win Cup Series. 99 laps of racing on tap for today. A bit of a longer race than we've had of late. Tire wear is going to be huge today. How you manage your tires when you pit. If you pit before somebody else, you're going to gain a heck of a lot of time on the track. But then when the run goes on, expect them to get back on you because the fall off here is incredible. This track is a tire eater. First, let's talk about hometown drivers are Andrew Rich and Deanna Jones. Let's get to your starting lineup now. Dylan Young and James Shelley will start on the front row. LJ Toledo and Nick Smith start row 2. Toledo's been doing great at qualifying lately. Tyler Merkel and Zach Rogers row 3. That's a Dodge row 3. DJ Curtis and Mike Lamato row 4 with Johnny Gardner and Deanna Jones row 5. Gardner been on a pretty good streak so far. Taking a look at your point standings, Colin Denton is the points leader, has an 18-point lead over Michael Amato. Edwin Mendez third in points, 35 points out, with Alex Gray 49 out, and then Jonathan Zorlin 76 out of the points leader. Here's your bubble drivers for today. Charles Sanford up to 21st in points with his win. He became the 16th different winner on the season. He has a 39-point gap over 31st. Zach Flickinger 25th in points with a 30-point gap. Jay Barker and Grayson Ace-Vader, who are 20th and 29th respectively, each have a point on 31st. Outside the top 30, DJ Curtis 13 points out. Chris Dodd 17 points out. Philip Goldberg 32 and Seth Cole 61 out. Goldberg needs to get it going, and I don't know how it's going to take a miracle for Seth Cole to make this thing. Here's your current other chase field. Deanna Jones, Johnny Gardner, Philip Parker, Alexander Rowe, Nate Rogers, and James Shelley are all in the top 20 right now. The last driver making the chase right now without a win, besides Edwin Mendez, is John Arndt. Mendez is far enough up there in points that we don't even have to worry about him in this battle. Arndt has a 4-point gap over Zachary Fitzwater. Caleb Hoffman and Nico Tringali are 5 out each. Now, if we do not have any more new winners, this will be the battle between those 4 for that last spot, unless somebody else that's won hops into the top 30. Sam Oskin, 25 points out, and Martin Swartz is 26 points out of John Arndt. Let's go trackside to hear those most famous words in motorsports. And now I believe I was saying that Sanford was the 16th different winner, and I want to make sure that is true. I'm sorry, he was the 17th different winner, was Charles Sanford. So we have more than 16 winners. So if you're John Arndt and Edwin Mendez, you're scared. And if you're Colin Denton, you want to keep this points lead because you know, as the points leader, you make the chase. It's going to be crazy here, guys, today. We've got guys up front that don't have wins. James Shelley could be looking for another win. Curtis looking for a third. Gardner looking for a third. Amato, Jones looking for their seconds. Same with Shelley. It's going to get crazy at Rockingham. Green flag is out. 99 laps of racing underway. Dylan Young pulling away really quickly here. LJ Toledo right on his back bumper. Dylan Young bounces up the track a bit, but he will lead the first lap of the day. They enter really narrow as Deanna Jones is falling back quickly. Toledo second place, James Shelley third, Nick Smith fourth, Tyler Merkel is in fifth place. Remember, Dodge is still looking for their first win on the season. Zach Rogers has not been able to get one in trucks as they are 3 wide back here. Holy crap, 2 rows deep. And you can see that they are not liking that. They are going wide everywhere. Deanna Jones is off to a terrible start. She continues to fall all the way to the back of the field. There's Charles Sanford, who just won last week. You can see John Arndt is back here, too. He does not need this right now. Jay Barker, Nico Tringali. So craziness in the back of the field. There's one of our other hometown guns, Andrew Rich in 18th. Zach Rogers sits in 8th. Another Dodge up here. Right now, they're just single file trying to log some laps. But you could start seeing with the tire wear who's going to be able to stay up front. And there's our first move off the corner. And that's Nick Smith on James Shelley for 3rd place. Gardner's stuck in low, almost was trying to get by Curtis there, I think, for 6th. And once you get on that high side, it can be tough to get off of it. Now you see Merkel will clear by. Now Curtis, 3 wide with Shelley. He has to back out. Gardner will get by him and Shelley as here comes Alex Gray and the rest. And Philip Goldberg's up here in the top 10. It's been a while since we've really seen the 26. Talked about him earlier. He has 32 points to make up. And Colin Denton, who did not start in the top 10, is up to 11th place. In front of Michael Amato, which is what he needs to be. He really doesn't have to worry about Mendez or Alex Gray right now. He just has to stay in front of the 24 team. And that's what they've been focused on all weekend, is being faster than Michael Amato. They want to make sure that they keep that up here today as he's trying to get by Zach Rogers for 10th place. DJ Curtis, we talked about. He has 13 points to make up. In good spot right now, sitting in 9th. Philip Goldberg sitting in 8th. Gardner sits in 5th. Been on a roll as of late. He was outside the top 30 a couple of races ago. Worked his way into the top 30. Won another race. Consistency is paying off for this team. They are up to 11th in points. After they were stuck hopping in and out of the top 30 for most of the regular season. Now when the chase is getting down to it, they're getting good. They're up to 11th in points. Running in the top 5 here today. And there's Tyler Merkel. We talked about him. He's 4th. Now he is somewhat in the picture. He is still top 20 in points, I believe. He was on the note list last week. But he is not this week. Did not have a great run last week at Watkins Glen, as now he's looking to get by 3rd place LJ Toledo. Trying to run the lowest line possible. He'll get to the inside of Toledo. Off the corner. Excuse me. And Merkel will complete the pass for 3rd. As Shelley was trying to get by Gardner, but it did not work. Now Nick Smith has made the move up to 2nd place. Dylan Young still leads. Young is... I don't think Young is one of those drivers up in points. I'm not 100% positive where he is. But now look at this, guys. We're 12 laps in. They have already fallen off nearly 0.6 of a second. And your fuel run is going to go about 40 laps here. So they are really, this track is a huge, huge tire eater. And Nick Smith is trying to find a way to catch up. There you see Tyler Merkel in 3rd. Gardner could try to become the first guy to get 3 wins on the season. He's got that consistency going for him. But a lot of guys up front that you don't usually see up front. And Colin Denton has fallen back to 13th. Andrew Rich is up to 15th. You're going to see a lot of guys moving up through the field, and others are going to be falling back. As you can see, still crazy back here. It looks like Sakuli and Tony Green might have got into something there. They're faltered back here. Deanna Jones started in the top 10. She's down to 37th. Hartnett sits in last place. He finished last week. I don't think he wants to do that again. I heard my phone buzz. Oh, God. I don't even want to look at that. As you can see, though, times, they just keep falling about a tenth of a second a lap here. And there it is, 1 second off after 16 laps of racing. Nick Smith is close, and so is Tyler Merkel. Everyone's pretty much closing on Dylan Young. You can see they're just trying to run a little lower through the corner. This race looks like it could go green all the way. There it is, Smith and Merkel again. Merkel, a whole 2/10 faster than Young that time by, and he's faster than Nick Smith too. Next fastest car that ran a 0 was Caleb Hoffman in 15th. Johnny Gardner might be looking to get around, and here we go. Battle for the lead on lap 18 to 19. Nick Smith to the inside of Dylan Young. The pole sitter. Merkel's right on his back bumper. Johnny Gardner has moved up to 4th, passing LJ Toledo. And Smith, Merkel, thereby past leader Dylan Young. Now he's down to 3rd. Gardner's going to take 3rd away from him and send him back to 4th. And if he's not lucky, he could lose more spots. Goldberg has moved all the way up to 7th with Amato now, the 10th place car. Eric Benson has worked his way up to 11th place. As Alexander Rowe on the hunt for 16th to get by William Brock. Goldberg is going to pass James Shelley for 6th place. And Dylan Young hops down into 4th. And there it is. Coming to the line, Tyler Merkel, who seems to be the fastest car on the racetrack, will pass Nick Smith for the race lead. But don't count out Johnny Gardner. He's fast too. Young's probably going to hold 4th place down for now. I think he still has a top 10 car. But just look at these lap times, how much they have fallen off. Johnny Gardner was right there with Nick Smith, and now he's fallen back a bit more. But a 1.5 seconds, 22 laps in. Tire eater. Let's look and who has the fastest lap of the race. Michael Amato with a 23.071. Philip Goldberg 2nd on the chart. Zach Rogers, Johnny Gardner, and DJ Curtis. Merkel is only the 6th fastest. But remember, some of these guys were mired in traffic when they started the race. Once they pit, expect some blistering lap times. But that is really what's been going on up here. Philip Goldberg continuing to gain ground on these guys. He might be looking to hop into the top 5. Toledo's time isn't going to last much longer up here. James Shelley in 7th, Curtis 8th, Gray 9th. And here comes Michael Amato. Remember, he's got the fast lap of the race on clean tires. I don't know if he's got the best car, but he's making ground up here. And Colin Denton has fallen. He's going to lose in the 18th place here to Samet Oskin. So this is not what Denton wants to be doing right now here today. Is losing these spots when Amato's gaining them. And you can see Austin Alves and Andrew Rich are probably going to pass Zach Rogers here. As Eric Benson's looking to get 10th from Alex Gray. Amato was right there on the back of DJ Curtis. He's up to 9th now. John Arndt sits in 42nd place. This is not what he needs at all. Zach Flickinger doesn't need where he's at. Sanford's really slow. I don't know if something happened to him off of turn 4. There's Deanna Jones back up to 30th now. Great battles everywhere. Denton continuing to drop through the field. They're going to look back at this race. If this is the race that costs them the chase, this is really going to be disappointing for that race team. Alex Gray now continuing to falter as Alexander Rowe has really picked up spots here today. Andrew Rich as well up to 11th. Benson up to 10th. This is a decently long race. Expect these guys to work their butts off. As Philip Goldberg has finally made his way up to 5th place. The top 4 are spaced out pretty decently. Smith and Merkel are continually running about the same lap times. So we complete lap 29. 70 laps remain. The pace has fallen off 2.5 seconds, so if you pit early, you will lose a lot of time in the long run. So the question is, do you want to be the latest driver to pit or the earliest? Because tires seem to fall off about 0.5 a lap. Dylan Young falling way back now in 4th. Gardner starting to close up a bit here. Question is, when will these guys make their first pit stop of the day? But Goldberg is closing up. Oh, he's really closing up on Dylan Young here on this straightaway. Now James Shelley and Amato and Curtis are in a heated battle. Benson is up to 9th. Toledo has fallen all the way to 10th place. Merkel starting to pull away from Nick Smith. As there's the heated battle. Shelley, Amato, Curtis, Benson in the big battle here. Shelley's going to pull away. He'll keep 6th place. Does Curtis get by Amato for 7th? Yes, and Benson's going to push him by, and Benson is going to take 8th. And Amato had something happen there. He got loose or something, and he'll lose a ton of track position. Falls all the way back to 10th place. That's something weird that has been happening. As Merkel, now look at these pace. This 3 seconds off the pace. Dodge trying to get a win. Merkel hasn't dominated like this since Bristol. And you gotta wonder when they're gonna pit. And there will be people getting lapped. There's no doubt about that. Chris Dodd, he's in 41st. He doesn't need this run. A lot of guys having good runs and other guys not so much. Goldberg trying to gain on Dylan Young for 4th place. James Shelley getting a bit of a burst of speed here. Curtis is 7th. Benson is 8th as Amato will pass back Toledo for 9th. Andrew Rich, Alexander Rowe seem to be the fastest cars outside the top 10. There's Alex Gray back in 13th now. Oh, and Johnny Gardner's down pit road. Gardner pits first, and that will most likely give him the lead when he comes out. How long will Merkel and the rest of the leaders stay out is the question. Merkel's going to stay out. So does Nick Smith. Dylan Young's going to come down. DJ Curtis also down. Zach Rogers we see coming down. Caleb Hoffman. Some people do slow up for people pitting. Now Merkel's coming down. Nick Smith coming down. Shelley. Goldberg's going to stay out one more lap to lead a lap, and he'll probably have the fastest car on the run. And there you see it. He braked. And is the caution out? Caution's out. Oh, there's a wreck. Peter Sands, Chris Dodd, Deanna Jones. Then this is going to change everything. Because this traps Johnny Gardner a lap down. You see these guys right now, they're just trying to get the heck out of pit road. Tyler Merkel, he's one of them. He's like, this is not going to help me at all. And people are trying to race back. See, Hoffman's all around. Here come people pitting. Gardner obviously going to stay out. Oh, Jackson just scuffed the wall. See people that are being allowed to go around the pace car, but not Johnny Gardner. He's slowing down. I don't know what's going on here. Let's take a look and see what the heck brought out this caution, though. Well, guys, I don't really know what happened here. It looks like Mendez pulls up in front of Qualls. Qualls is actually in the wall, and Jones, for whatever reason, just keeps going up the track. Qualls actually did turn down. And Qualls turned down into Jones, and this is what started everything. Caution's out right here. There's the caution light. You see, caution's out right now as Jones spins. Peter Sands has nowhere to go. Gonna pound the door of the 54. That sends him up into the wall. Gardner barely manages to make it by. Seth Cole barely makes it by. Grayson Ace Fado not so lucky. Hartnett, Barker not so lucky. Right here is where more damage is going to start. Zach Flickinger is going to clobber the door of the 54. Then that sends him spinning into the 12 of Peter Sands. And then Chris Dodd eventually came in, and right here, Sands trying to get the car turned around, and Dodd just has nowhere to go. And wow. So that's what happened, and let's see what the heck the race order looks like. Getting ready to go back green flag racing now. Here's the thing. So you see Nick Smith as the leader. What you did not see is when Tyler Merkel went to take his pit stop right before the caution came out, Zach Rogers was coming out. Merkel got stuck, and they had to call the tow truck. He is a lap down, and his race is over. This is awful. Chris Dodd, Emmanuel Hart, Peter Sands, Deanna Jones out of the race. You see Martin Swartz, Johnny Gardner, John Arndt, and Tony Green are all on the tail end. We know Arndt and Green are really slow. We know Gardner's got enough pace to probably pull away. Gets another caution, could help him out. But your top 10 rundown is Nick Smith in the lead, James Shelley second, Benson third, we know he's fast, Amato fourth, Nate Rogers fifth, Bro is sixth, Young seventh, Sekuli eighth, Curtis ninth, and Oskin is 10th. Keep in mind some of these guys did not pit under the yellow because of their strategy, so people will still be on different tires. Question is how much they wore under the yellow flag. Green flag's back out. 42 laps done. And we might just see another wreck because I see Nate Rogers in the wall. Johnny Gardner would love to see another caution. We know Merkel's fast. There's no way he's getting held up by these guys. Look at him, just right by Martin Suarez. Him and Johnny Gardner are like, yeah, we know we're fast. We're gonna go. Merkel up to 34th on the lead lap. Now he just needs a caution. Him and Gardner are like, come on, man. We know if we get a quick caution, we'll probably work our way back to the top 20. Shelley gets lifted really there. Oh, Nick Smith. Oh, man. Benson to the race lead. And Amato's up to second. I thought they were going to wreck right there. Oh, they might wreck back there. These slow cars are in the way. Eric Benson, though, is your race leader right now. But the fastest... Oh, never mind. Benson just ran at 22.962. Fastest car on the track right there in the one. Gardner and Merkel are still running really good lap times. They just want to pull away. Gardner might try and pass him for that extra point because he is a winner. He needs to stay up there in the point standings. Suarez is about to get lapped by Eric Benson. Amato's second. Nate Rogers is third. Shelley fourth. And Joshua Sekuli is actually in fifth place, as John Arndt's going to come back onto the racetrack. Curtis remains in sixth. Oskin seventh. Rich eighth. Toledo ninth. And Jake Rogers is 10th. There's Dylan Young in 11th. Nick Smith has fallen all the way to 15th. Wow. There were some other fast guys up here before. There's Philip Goldberg. He's fallen way back, just like Deanna Jones was, and this is not what he needed. There's Zach Flickinger. You see, he's slow. He's got some damage. Oh, wow, they're scattering. Oh, man. Benson has made his way around Suarez. He's trying to track down Gardner and Merkel. 50 laps to go. We know these guys still got to pit one more time. So the question will be, if there's another caution, and who will still be on the lead lap, because Benson is looking to put Gardner back a lap down. He knows if he puts these guys a lap down, like, he probably knows they don't have a chance anyway. But if he puts them a lap down, they definitely don't have a chance. And Amato's not really closing and trying to pass Suarez, and there it is. Benson looking to become the 18th different winner on the season. And speaking of Eric Benson, in the Truck Series, this man is the points leader without any wins, trying to make the chase in trucks. A win here would really help him in Cup, trying to make both chases. A lot of drivers are trying to do this, trying to maybe get 2 championships. But now Gardner behind Benson, Suarez right on his tail. Michael Amato, he's sitting in second. He can't seem to find the way around Suarez. John Arndt, 38th. Remember, these guys all pit on different laps, so their tires are worn differently. And Arndt's going to actually get by 5th place of Joshua Sekuli. Toledo's back up to 7th. And Dylan Young's made his way back up to 9th. Look at that. Goldberg trying to make the charge back up there. He's 22nd place. There's Zach Flickinger, about 4/10 off with his damage. That'll save his tires perhaps a bit. Not really. He's going the same speed through the corners. Tyler Merkel just really needs a caution because Benson's catching him. So bad luck again on these tracks for Tyler Merkel. They just can't catch a break. Gardner can't catch a break. We talked about him being consistent. He's going to get a poor finish today. And Amato, just no way to get around Martin Suarez. I don't think he minds too much. Colin Denton is still way back there. He's all the way back to 31st now. John Arndt's 3 laps down. I don't know if he had to pit for something, but that could be why he's gaining so much. Yeah, he's way faster. He's got fresh tires. So Arndt is going to get back to 2 laps down. Amato still stuck behind Martin Suarez. Garner's picked his pace back up. He might try and pass Benson back. Tires, we talked about it. Merkel's pulling away, and oh, there it is. Benson hits the brakes and lets Johnny Gardner back on the lead lap. And now James Shelley's looking to try and get by Amato, and that's not going to work. John Arndt is going to pass Nate Rogers. So a lap car making his way through the field, and look who's made his way through the field. Austin Alves is up to 7th. So Austin Alves seems to have the car of the run right now. He has made his way all the way up to 7th place. Same with Toledo, back up to 6th. Amato now trying to get by Martin Suarez. He can't do it. He just did not get a good run, and now Shelley messes up, and John Arndt's going to get by him. So Arndt has the freshest tires up here. Benson hasn't given up trying to get back by Gardner, and there it is. Oh, never mind. Benson did not get a good corner entry. Merkel's pulling away, though. This is what he needs. He needs to pull away and get a yellow. They're going to get Zach Flickinger eventually. That would be another spot, definitely, for Merkel and Gardner and the others. 16 seconds. Oh, yeah, they're going to catch him soon. So Benson now falls way behind. And now here comes Amato. This is not what he wants to see. Amato and Arndt are going to get by Martin Suarez. Well, I know Amato will, but I don't know about Suarez. Suarez probably get lost here. There it is. Arndt will get by Martin Suarez, not for position. Shelley's still third, Nate Rogers 4th. Austin Alves is up to 5th, and he's pitting. Pit stops. Remember, it's lap 64. Alves is the first one down. Will we see another wreck? Because that's what happened the last time we had to have pit stops. Benson, the leader, Amato right behind him. We're going to watch Merkel and Gardner, too. They're pitting a little earlier. I think it's mostly for fuel because tires were saved. Wow, Austin Alves must have pit really early or something because he's the only one I saw go down. Jay Barker's on pit road, too. Now, Arndt is going to pass his teammate who's in 2nd place. Remember, he's got the best tires out there. Pit probably right after the green went out. He's probably going to plop Benson on the high line for his teammate and then go. And there it is. Arndt to the inside of Benson. It's going to help Amato a bit. Oh, and it really helped him in 1. Benson did not get a good run through turn 1. Jay Barker coming back on the racetrack. Well, that plops both of them high. And is there a wreck? Nope. Johnny Gardner's coming down the pit road, though. Oh, and they're starting to brake in random spots. We talked about this. And Suarez is going low. And there's James Shelley and Nate Rogers. Benson holds the lead, but that allowed Merkel to pull away. Others starting to come back on the racetrack. Oh, Barker's going to get by. I think Merkel wants to pit. Nope, he's staying out. Benson and Amato staying out. Nate Rogers gets by James Shelley for 3rd. 31 to go. As you can see who has pit there. Austin Alves. Definitely gaining a lot of time right now on Eric Benson. Benson will gain a lot of time once he comes out of the pits, though. Benson and Amato now racing for the lead. Haven't really seen anybody else pit. This could be major strategy, and it may really pay off. And there's Amato. He's looking low. And Michael Amato trying to complete that pass. There's Tyler Merkel up ahead. He's got to pit soon, too. John Arndt pulling away. Amato will complete the pass, and he will lead a lap. Another thing Colin Denton did not want to see was for Michael Amato to win a race. And now Nate Rogers. Dylan Young's up here in 4th. There's Jake Rogers, LJ Toledo. Top 7, really up close here. Seth Cole's up to 8th place. Wow, where did he must have worked his way up through all this chaos. Now Benson's lost his momentum, and it's costing him. Do we have a caution? Oh, I thought we had a caution because Amato was really slowing down. Merkel up to 29th place. Just trying to stay out as long as possible, I guess. Looking for that caution. Johnny Gardner already came down laps ago. Amato staying out too. A lot of these guys, some of these guys pit really early, it seems. So this could be interesting. What happens here? These guys are trying to hope for a caution, maybe. Trap them a lap down. Amato is catching Tyler Merkel. If I was him, I would pit. And I think that's what he's doing. And there it is. Tyler Merkel's going to pit. Michael Amato's coming down too. Benson coming down. Toledo will stay out. But Michael Amato, Benson, and most of the leaders down pit road. Let's see what happens with Austin Alves. If we can get to him. Now Toledo leads that lap. There's Austin Alves, just barely one lap down. This is going to be really, really interesting if there's not a caution. And Toledo will come down. Goldberg will stay out. So will... Oh, there's Austin Alves. Look at this. Yow! Goldberg hit the brakes. There's Johnny Gardner. I'd be positive that he's probably back on the lead lap. Now there's Austin Alves. Now there's Philip Goldberg. Now there's your leader right now. He's coming in this time by. Lights are green. Where is second place? And I think it's Austin Alves. Now he pit like 10 laps ago, so he must have gained enough time to take the lead, I would think. See, he's running 23.7s. Let's see. I think he's the You think he's the race leader? Oh, yeah, he's the race leader now. Austin Alves. This field's all jumbled up, man. I don't know who's pit when. Jay Barker's up in the top 5. People that pit really early are really up here, but they got to remember they're going to be put on the high side a lot here because of these faster cars with fresh tires. But Austin Alves is your race leader. Second place. Johnny Gardner's still a lap down. He's in 31st. There's Jonathan Sorlin. He's second. Jay Barker third. DJ Curtis fourth. And out of the guys that pit, there is Michael Amato in 5th place. Now, does he have enough time in 22 laps? I'm thinking, yeah. Benson's in 6th. Nate Rogers 7th. Jake Rogers 8th. Hoffman 9th. And Dylan Young is 10th. So, Alves has a good car. He's got 3.75 seconds on Jonathan Zorlin. And Michael Amato's one he's really got to worry about. 9 seconds. Can you make up 9 seconds in 21 laps? Considering he's running about a second slower, I'd say yeah. Oh yeah, 1 second right there. This strategy bit is really crazy though. See, I was just trying to run consistent laps. Philip Parker's catching him. He pit later. He's going to get a good run on him right here. Shoom. There's that fresh tires. Look at that. 143 to 135. That's crazy. Oh, and Austin hit the brakes right there again. Yeah, Amato's going to catch him. Sorlin was slower that lap. No, he was quicker. 19 to go. The only thing that could probably save Alves would be a caution. But Amato's already only 6 seconds within. Nate Rogers has gotten by Eric Benson for 6th place. We're really going to see these top 4 are the ones that pit really early. Let's see. Amato has reached Jay Barker. Tyler Merkel, Charles Jackson are in front of him, lap down cars. They have caught Jay Barker. And I wouldn't be shocked if Nate Rogers and Eric Benson got top 5s too. They are just that much faster. And there it is in 3 wide. Wow. Jackson's going to pass Merkel for 32nd as Amato gets by Barker. And now Amato's going to pass Merkel. There's DJ Curtis. He's third place. John Arndt's going to help the team out. He'll probably get by Jonathan Zorlin here. Yep, there is the move. And there's Johnny Gardner. He'll get by Alves here into turn 1 to get back on the lead lap. Nick Smith with the hit, but Denton's probably like, oh man, this ain't good for me in points, man. This is not good for me in points. Amato's going to take the points lead if he wins this thing with where Colin Denton's running. And there's Nate Rogers. He's going to move up to 5th. Benson will move up to 6th. And they're going to move by Curtis, too. Curtis must have got put wide by Tyler Merkel or something. So the 89 and the 1 blow by him. So now they're both in the top 5. And they can see Michael Amato in front of them. And Amato probably don't want to see them. Jonathan Zorlin's getting past. Amato is up to 2nd. There's Charles Jackson. There's John Arndt. And there's Austin Alves. It was a good attempt at strategy. It's just not going to work. I would say if you pit 10 laps later, and they pit 10 laps later, then oh yeah, it would have worked, but there's no way in heck this is going to work. There it is. Alves is letting Jackson by. That'll allow Amato right to his back bumper. And Alves is going to lose so many positions here on this finish. And here's the move for the race lead. Coming to 12 to go. Michael Amato. And look at this. This is a 40-lap long race all in one clip. Oh, wait, no, it's not because of the caution. That's right. 3 clips. So Amato back to the race lead. Nate Rogers, Eric Benson going to pass Alves, push him back to 4th place. Dylan Young is the closest next to get to Zorlin. Jake Rogers, Caleb Hoffman, DJ Curtis falling. There's James Shelley he's going to push Barker outside of the top 10. Seth Cole, Alex Gray, going to get some good runs here. Seth Cole needs this. So with Alves out of the picture, Nate Rogers is 2nd. He's got a 2nd behind Amato. I'm not sure. They all pit on the same lap, so I'm not really sure it's going to come down to who's faster. But I think Amato's going to get this thing. It'll be his 2nd win on the season. Oh, and Benson stuck behind Merkel. Dylan Young up to 4th. Jake Rogers up to 5th. He's flying. Eight to go at the start-finish line. That's probably be your top 5 finishing results right there. Nate Rogers is in the air, but he's not. They got the same tires on these cars mostly, so I think Amato's going to get the 2nd one of the season. I haven't mentioned it all season, but a win gets you 5 bonus points to start the playoffs. Now, if the whole chase is filled with winners, it's not going to matter much if you have 1 win. But all the drivers that stayed out have fallen outside of the top 10. Jay Barker has fallen all the way to 29th. Curtis 25th. Sorla 19th. And Alves the 17th. And we'll be at 3 to go next time by. And oh, look. There's Jay Barker. It's so slow. Three to go. Samato is going to catch up to his teammate, who he's going to try to pass. There's Sorlin, Curtis. You know, they just keep dropping. Austin Alves is just, look at that. Just, that strategy did not work for those guys. And Nate Rogers just came to pit road. He can't make it. Problems for Nate Rogers. He's going to lose a second place finish. I don't know if something broke or what, but they came to pit road, coming to 2 to go. White flag in the air for Michael Amato. There he is. No idea what happened to that 89 team, but they're going to get an awful finish now. Down the backstretch, one last time. This will be Michael Amato's first win since Charlotte. So he wins both of the North Carolina races. He wins at Rockingham. So he's won both of the North Carolina races on the season. That's incredible. Benson will get second. Dylan Young gets third. And it looks like other people were pitting too. Caleb Hoffman fourth. Seth Cole gets fifth. He needed that run. He really did. Alex Gray sixth. James Shelley seventh. William Brock eighth. Adam Rogers ninth. And Andrew Rich, one of the hometown boys, gets 10th. That's all for today. Next week, trucks at Bristol. Cup goes to a dirt road course. They're going to Island Rally. It's going to be a really short race. It's going to be fun. And then Trucks and Cup will take a week off before Cup heads to Darlington and Trucks heads to Canadian Tire. And then Cup ends at Army Digital with the Trucks off. So that's all for today. We'll see you guys next week for Trucks at Bristol.